Our deck. Finally finished. Except for the skirting underneath. There's Dad and John. Jimmy's there. There's Jimmy. And here I am from another view of our deck. Jim Kelly did a good job. Okay, we're on our way to Toronto now. Goodbye. Okay, here we are. It's June 18th. It's Father's Day.
So they took him extra time.
As you can see, there's no father sitting here. He's working on Donnie's car.
They took him extra time and
they're all sitting here having a good time. Now wait, I'll show you another happy father. Where did he go? There he is, I think. Is that Tom? Yeah. That's Tom down there. He's not a happy father because they're having trouble with their jet ski. This is a view of the river from our dock.
And, oh no, she had to hunt me down. I was at a job. And,
everybody?
Yes, it was. It was not a warranty, but it was
don't want to talk to me. Donnie, don't you want to say hi to your mother?
Then,
oh, Donnie, say hi to your mom.
Shiloh, say hi.
They washed and waxed
say
the
hi.
car for us.
Jim and Jim, they're busy talking.
I go, they probably dirtied it, that's why.
Donald, I saw that.
That or Joe Ross.
What's the matter with you? You're leaving tomorrow for Virginia. You're supposed to be nice
I went up to
today.
start the car, and it acted like it wanted to stall. You know,
Why
it was
leave
like
it?
chugging.
And no nice and stuff to me.
And
you
stupid
what?
me instantly put it into drive. Tried to drive it.
What'd you
and
say?
Then brought it out of the parking spot, which was dumb. But anyway, then it stopped.
Okay.
In the parking lot.
Maybe we ought to go check and see how Dad's doing with your car.
To do anything.
Well, I'm sure he'd love to see you with the camera.
They
Just
were
went back
right
I
down.
don't think he'd be happy.
Huh?
He just went where?
That way.
Oh, he's driving it?
Oh yeah, you went back down that way.
Well, that's a good sign. It's drivable. Okay, I'm shutting this off now.
Did a really good job. Because I know it's hard to. Good job.
Okay, we're in Canada for the annual baseball tournament here. And I think I have to move and go behind home plate.
There we go, 1 6.
They're like a year or two ago. They made us,
That one drove something there.
Come on, Jason.
Stay right here.
Come on, Jason.
Come on, Phil, come get him. Let's go. Okay.
Good time.
I saw that. Yeah, I am a soccer. Oh no, I don't drink coffee yet.
Just one big one though. It's gonna go right over.
Look at those big
These keeps getting in our way.
Better, huh?
Right. 3.
Go!
Oh, you got it. Okay, now.
Hey, let's go! Who's talking out there? You got a towel! Get him by 20 feet!
Yeah, walk towards Dad. It's gonna rain.
Come on, now. Come on!
Sunburst seems to be all over it.
Oh! Hey, what's that?
more time. She walks in front of me. She's listening to him now. All right, Jason. Come on, Jason.
You're up, baby. You're up, baby. You're up.
Are you cold, Pumpkin? Want your jacket? Mickey, are you cold yet?
You don't want to get the umpires on your bad side.
You should have been here last game. I heard that other thing. They found the investigation. You're going to say something.
Yeah.
Ooh, he got hit.
Come on, through the bag, through the bag. Heads up, heads up.
Oh. Oh,
Hit him.
Jason.
There you go, Jake. Come on, kid.
Got one. Almost had him too. Really, I was thinking about that. Good pitch, good pitch.
Come on, two down, guys. We got to get three.
One more. Two down, one more. Come on.
Not yet.
Come on, Jake.
Come on, Jake, let's go.
Go, Jason.
Come on, Jason.
3-0, God almighty. Come on, Jason.
It's gonna start getting.
Come on, Jay.
Yep.
buddy. Something deep. Let's go.
There's too many.
Come on, Lenny. Sit on and drive it. Come on, let's go. Hit him, hit him.
If he hits the ball, tell me where it's going so I can watch it. So I can put my camera that way.
Lenny, going hard now. Break it out. Try and get through. Hey, let's chat at this point. Let's go. Come on, James.
Where's it going? You get him?
Nobody!
Yes! What? Oh, I don't know what's happening. I'm so excited. All right, Jason, way to go. You just brought in 2 runs. Sorry I screwed the tape up, but I got excited. Come on, Pete. He got hit too.
Yeah.
Let's go, Keith. You did?
1 out. I'm sorry because Jason was up with 1 out.
Was he? I thought there was no outs when he was up.
No, there was 1 out because you said thank God there's only 1 out.
No, I thought. I don't know what I said. I don't know what Jason said. You got to run in, right?
Yeah.
All right. Woo!
3-3.
I can't do this thing. Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. It's a little hit here. That's all we need, Mike. Little hit.
David on.
Yes. All right, come on.
Come on, Rosie, just get on.
Two outs.
There are 2
Come on, Fry,
outs.
do your job here. Hit it hard someplace. Let's go.
The umpire just said 1, but I thought they just did Mike that was an out. I thought there was 2.
Eric.
Come on, see you hit it. 3-2, let's go.
Come on, Eric. You're new, kiddo. Let's go.
Come on, Fry.
Popped up.
Willie! Come on, big. Slide job, out, get it out!
Are you okay? What happened?
Nice try, guys.
Where'd you get it?
Probably figured wait and come up here and get like Molson's or something.
Yeah.
They can bite it. Good job.
Oh, did he get hit?
Yes.
Oh no, his pitching arm. Oh jeez.
Did he or did it hit?
Yes, it hit the bat, but then it hit his arm. Oh, great. Yes, he did. Tell me which way again. Wow, where'd it go? You get him?
Pete. I thought there was a little kid.
Okay, Lenny, come on. Come on, 1-4.
No, I'm taping for Bonnie.
Happens to go on the plate while your son's hitting. It's okay. We'll save that for.
I'm taping for Bonnie.
Now your son's up, so you're okay.
Yeah.
All right, come on, Jason.
All right, Lenny, where you going?
Jason, bring him in.
My camera's not like this.
Find him.
Oh, there he is.
I got him.
Whatever you gotta do, Jason, get Lenny.
Put it in the outfield. Let's go, baby. Come on, Steve.
Well, this isn't going to be a professional job. Go, Jay!
Leave it up, leave it up.
Do it, kid. Come on, Keith.
You're in trouble if you're way to work him.
Going 12 on him, right?
Are you okay?
3-2. Be tough, though. Be tough. Come on.
All right.
Mark it, Trey.
All right.
That'll work.
Yes. Is it over? Did it go over? Yes. Yes, guys. All right. Way to go, babe. Come on, Jason, get it down there.
All yours, Ray.
Big tail, good job.
Where are you staying, Carol? That's your chair, yes. Like a good girl you're sitting. He's little.
Get ahead, get ahead. Don't try to be too perfect. Come on. Finish hard. Go tomorrow. Let's go.
Come on, Jason, get him out of there. Jeez.
Fair weather fan, I think. Come on, Jason.
Let's go.
There you go.
All the way back. All the way back.
3, 4,
Goodness. We're getting so big.
Ah, you got to throw it. Oh, Phil, get.
We went there first. I don't know.
We got it.
All right. One. Come on.
Oh, Phil.
Okay, come on, one more, Jason, one more.
One more. Hey.
How old is she?
22 months.
You're big girl.
Yes, I am.
You like baseball? Yeah? I think after today you do.
Forced to like hockey. I don't have a choice.
You're like the rest of us.
She can play like this out there.
Father, we've already had her out on the ice.
My girl, my kind of skinny.
My brothers both play hockey. My father played. My husband played.
All right, Jason. Okay, come on. Come on.
Daryl takes her downstairs in the basement. They've got a big family. And he's got a couple little sticks. And they go down there, and she gets in the net, and she lets him shoot balls at her.
All right. Good game, guys.
Keep going.
Okay. Way to go, guys.
Okay, Nick, let's pick up all your toys.
7-3, I think.
Your husband took off the right night. Well, Jason pitching.
I know it. Let's hope he does good.
I remember him. Throw, baby.
Who, the dog or Bobby?
The dog. No, I got my car. It's in the car for 2 hours on the way back.
Hey, Jason.
I want to walk. I'll be back. Come on, Jason.
Come on, Jason.
Come on, Jason.
Leave her alone, right? Go, Jay.
One more.
Third baseman Ryan Lulai.
One more, Ron. Let's go.
Okay, one more, Jason.
Everybody has days like that, Cameron. Oh, that looks good! You don't stay home all day. You know, I always had a schedule with kids. Go out in the morning.
Wealth of knowledge here, right?
Hey, now don't get ahead of it now. We don't want to lose you now. We got you going.
He wakes up at 7 o'clock in the morning. And by noontime,
Yes, all right. Good inning, guys. I can't find it. Everything's so blue. What is that?
Pitcher, Jason Taylor.
Carry the cookies and things like
Something
that.
My mother
in
puts it
here.
all in a bag. Puts the stripping tape on. When you get through, you take it off the conveyor.
That's right.
Get the cap on.
Watch it come in, come on.
We just carried it. She carried all the jewelry and pills.
If I do that, I can just carry my carry-on.
Come on, Jason.
Put them in now. You're welcome.
I want to keep the cookies cold.
Where's your manager?
Come on, Jason. I missed your other hit. Do it for me now.
Where's your
I want to keep
manager?
them cold.
Where's your manager?
My mother doesn't have them. Well, her cannoli, she'll have them in there frozen soft. No. Why don't you bring something frozen? I'll try to bring them white greens. Then they'll stay golden.
I'll get her. I should get her some pizza dough.
Or my mother puts, if you get them tomorrow, or my mother puts those blue things in there.
If I get her pizza doughs and freeze them, I won't have to worry about it.
Make them work, baby, come on.
What's the count?
3-1.
Come on, Jason. Give it a hit. Alright.
Right.
Bases loaded.
Come on,
Second baseman, Keith Tarduno.
Come on, Tar!
Styrofoam fluid. I'll put some
Full damage, baby, come on.
pizza doughs in there. I'll put the
My
cookies
mother
in
puts them
there.
in the bag. The ones in the bag.
Oh, I got it.
Come on, Keith, you do a big hit.
Let's go, Keith! Right here, kiddo.
Come on, now they're all waiting. Come on.
What are the 2 outs?
We just have traded.
God, don't leave these bases loaded.
Huh? No one.
All right.
Good.
Way to go, Keith! Just like Saturday, come on! What? Hi!
Hi, how are you?
Cindy.
Hey, you leave my pups alone.
He must be sick.
Keep it going here.
Why?
Jay's pitching.
Oh, yeah. I told him I brought him over here. I said, Dad, Jay's pitching. He said, oh, God. Has he goofed up?
He's doing a good job, Cindy.
I heard everyone booing down there. Oh, sorry.
You can step on there.
Go, Mike.
Come on, Rosie. Don't leave Jason
Leave it
here.
there.
Jason, get in here.
Just drop it.
You dropped it?
No. All right, Jay.
Right. God. Come on, Eric.
He's gonna put him on.
There. Oh, God, where is it?
Right behind the sock.
Here he comes.
Got him.
Her husband got hers over there when you went.
Any more?
No, she wanted him. Come on, Jay.
Yes? No? It wasn't a strike?
It really was, though.
Sure looked it. Come on, Jason.
I was trying to get him in the theater.
Yeah. That's what he told me to do.
I zoomed in on him when he was like picking on birds and going inside that. Watch by
He's
him.
good.
Come on,
Through the camera.
What?
Those things
They
look like
want
strikes
to
through
look
the
very
camera.
Neil was behind the plate, they would have been straight.
I know.
Come on, Jason.
Go, Jason!
What's he got? 3 balls, 1 strike?
All right, put him in there.
I have to put this down in pace pretty soon.
Come on, Jason. Bear down.
Oh, I gotta take a walk.
He was too good when I was filming. Done that filming.
Pitcher, Ben Page.
All right, come on, Jason.
Kristen, there's Mark.
Let's do a double play here.
They're just waving to him.
No, this one's a pale beer. Red Wolf is what you're thinking. I like this a lot. It's catching that
All right, it's 2.
No, I told her I'd go with Mrs. Herples. I went in while Addie was up. She's got to go early though because she's making chicken patties and stuff. We might as well stay at 3.
Come on, Jason, let's get him out of here.
One more.
Come on, Jason.
All right.
Come on, Jason. Way ahead.
One more, Jason. Let's go.
All right, Jason, make this a good one.
I don't really know. Maybe this kid does it.
Yeah, right.
Well, the pulling out with groups. So how can you possibly, you know, with the facility, you know? You gotta have the facility.
Come on, Jason.
Come on, Jason. Put him down there, Jay. You're down the middle. Come on. Come on, Jason. All right.
Good one. Good one, Jason.
Keep it there, Jason. These guys on base breaking in or not?
They're down, Jason.
They have other tournaments. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Come on, Jason. Down the middle. Come on.
Live
Come
from
on.
Utica.
Come on.
Not a lot of me. It's just learn how to ride a bike. You know, like same thing.
Oh, God.
Let's go, Jay.
Come on,
right
Jason.
down the middle, Jay.
You want to leave now, man. Stick around.
Where is it?
You know.
Come on. Same place. Come on, Jason. Right down the middle.
Don't leave out.
Yeah. One more.
Okay, one more, Jason. Come on, kiddo.
Same place. Come on, right down the middle.
Come on, Jason. Get him out of here now. Jeez, oh God, oh my God.
Are you talking when your camera's on?
No.
Yeah, you are.
You don't need to add sugar to that.
Yes. Jeez. Okay, you gotta take your pill.
What is he doing?
Come on, Jason.
I'm shutting this off.
Right down the middle, Jay.
He's throwing a lot.
Yeah, Lenny's keeping
They're down, Jace.
All right. Touch it. Just touch it. Just touch
Somebody
it.
got it.
Yep. Gone. All right.
He's getting in.
You got him, yes.
Oh, there's only one out. Shit. I'm thinking there were 3 out. Get him out. Get him out. Get him. 1, 2, 3 gone. Come on.
Hey! Stop him!
Where is it, Lorraine?
Might be a foul. Foul ball.
Is it foul?
Yep.
One striker.
Get him out right now, please. Oh, jeez. Oh, Lord, here it comes. Oh, no.
Tonight's 50-50 winner for $50, 780-686. Leading on for you, 29, Dave English, catcher.
To the county playoffs right now.
Last night when I came up, I was late.
Okay, nice.
All right.
Otherwise, here.
Okay, Jason. Yes. Okay, that's 2-1. One more, Jason.
One more, Jason. Don't lose here, Jason. Come on, defense.
All right, nice seat.
Got it.
Oh.
Right.
Come on, Jace.
I figure somebody might come in with some interest, no? You know, I know how that goes.
Come on, Jason.
Yeah, that's right. You would have to keep grinding it out till...
Who? Come on, Jason.
Come on, Jace.
Difficult. Every week, every month, every year gets worse. No.
How you get off?
Bingo here, come on.
Next batter, pitcher, Jason Taylor.
Come on, Jason.
Come on, Taylor. Jason. Come on, Jay. Come on, Jason. Help yourself here, Jay.
Come on, Jason.
All right, okay.
Come on, Jason.
All right.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
My Mikey! Come on, Rosie, rip it!
Bring him home, Michael.
Right in that hole.
Okay. Try, Mike.
Come on, Mike. Let's bring your buddy home here.
Left field line, Mike. Come on,
Come on, Michael.
Come on, Mikey!
Oh, come on.
Side like goes over there, goes in this way maybe.
Guys,
Will you
gotta do the
videotape?
heading.
He got his bifocal right upside down or something.
He's setting the catcher set up.
Look for the catch. And they give him a name or something?
Play Charlotte again. They're the county champion.
All right. Okay.
Plan B.
All right.
Go ahead, Jay.
Ryan.
Come on, Brendan.
These look like good numbers.
Can I have 6 of them, please? After you do them.
Keep it going now, Brendan.
Come on, guys.
Come on, Brendan. Everybody hit.
Come on, honey, get on base.
Jenny, 6.
Nice catch, Jerry.
And we thank you very much.
Come on, Brandon.
Hey, Bjorn. Come on, Brendan.
$20 worth.
Alrighty, come on, Brendan.
That's pretty good numbers too.
I didn't know you wanted
He's
thought the game was going to be long. I told him I'd take the days off, but he said he signed.
Jason. Come on, Jason. Bring it out. Come on, Jace.
Come on, pop another one.
All right. Come on, Jason.
Now coming to the plate, Jason Taylor.
Come on, Jason.
All right, B.
Jason, you are Jim Tomei.
Looks like Jim Ignatowski.
Go, Jason!
Stop that. Come on, Jay.
Or Sandy.
Cute pup. Watch him wiggle it. There goes the wiggle. He's not going to wiggle it. Cowboys with
You're out, Jace.
He's not wiggling it now.
Don't leave that in there. Around 1-6.
Come on, Jace. Come on, Jace!
1-6.
All right.
Go on.
Come on, Jason. Terrible.
I don't want to call these.
Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay! Come on, Jason! All right! Hey! Come on, Jason!
You know?
Remember that pitch, Jay.
That's a golf club.
Smiley.
Go back to strike zone school.
I think he must have failed.
He skipped that. Come on, Jason.
Come on, Jace.
Come on, Jace!
Now coming to bat, Dave English.
Let's get to Jason! Come on, Jace!
Good D here, guys. Come on. Nice.
All right, Jason!
You go right there, Jace. Can't hit it there.
Come on, Jace.
All right! Come on, one more, Jason!
Come on, Jace!
This shit. No seeds.
Jay, 1-6.
This is a baseball field, man.
See? Strike. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Hold the ball, Eric.
Now batting, Steve Ferris.
Adrian.
Come on, Jace.
Yes, up.
Right, Jay!
Come on. I'd like to find out.
Money back yesterday. Too late. It's all gone.
Okay, one more, Jason. Come on, one more, baby. Why should we get away with it? In other words, they collected all that money. I don't mind paying for that.
Come on, Jace!
My only problem.
Come on, Jace.
That was just when he told me the game was dead.
Come on, Jay! Come on, Jace, let's get this out.
Good try, Eric.
Last call for 50 tickets. Last call. Stop on up to the press box. Get your tickets. Last call.
Come on, one more, Jason. Come on.
Come on, Jay!
I don't care about that. I understand. It's a different story.
Come on, Jason! Take a breath now.
Yeah.
Now coming to the plate, number 22, Aaron Van Gorder.
Come on, Jay! Get the out, we got the runner.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I'll throw this out when you put it on. Straight. Oh, dear.
We're going to be cranking that window shut, young.
I know, that was
Come on, Jason! Come on, Jace!
Yeah! One more, kiddo! Come on!
Come on, Jace! You can do it!
Come on.
Play Rome.
Come on. Strike. There it is.
Right, Jay!
Last night.
It's out. It's a little rough over there, Juan.
Come on, Rosie.
Come on, Rosie!
All right.
That was 5 feet up.
Come on, Mike!
Yeah, I got better if I can go out. Okay?
Keep going, ball. Keep going.
Okay, Eric, come on.
Diane, you gave me a response
Now
today.
batting. Now batting. Eric,
Yeah.
5.
I don't remember from who. They were yeses. No's. No's? You don't remember who they were? Well, I know one of them was Maria's mother and father, but I knew they probably wouldn't be able to come up from Virginia.
Come on, Eric! 6-3-2-10, Eric. Hey, deep fat.
There was 3 today. Give me the 2 weeks off, no problem, so. That's great. I think she said I think you start Monday. So I have 2 more days to stay home and I have to go back home.
Come on, Jay!
I'm not getting hot flash right now. Get them out.
Jason!
You got him. All right!
Nice throw, Pete.
Way to go, Pete!
Now coming to bat, Mike Maloney.
A wet one.
Yes, all right.
Come on. One more.
Come on, Jason, one more.
Come on, Jason.
Come on now, get him here, Jason.
Sit him down now.
Yes! Yes, Jason! Okay, Jason. All right. Come on, Jason.
Come on, Jason. Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay.
Come on.
Jason, no walk.
Come on, Jason. Get back with it here, kiddo. Come on, Jason. What's going on here?
Come on, Jace.
All right, got it back now, Jason. Come on.
Hi, Taylor.
Okay.
Jason! Nice hit!
Yes. Nuts. Son, let's go here, guys.
Big ball here.
Attaboy.
Come on, Jay!
Problem, come on, Jay.
I hit it off.
Come on, Jason, you can do it. Hey, defense.
Tails.
Come on, Jace!
That's horrible. I thought
Next year.
Come on, Jace!
Good eye, good eye.
Hey, watch him, Jason!
Come on, Jay!
Now coming to the plate, he's Hartford.
Come on, Tyler! Come on, Tyler! Do it, Tyler! Do it, Tyler! Fletcher!
We didn't do that. He's hitting numbers instead.
Get through there.
Then quarter number 23, Marty Nida.
Come on, Jace!
And Jason!
Come on, Jace! 1, 2, 3!
Come on, Peter. Hey.
Next batter, Ted Scanlon.
Come on, Jay!
And Jason!
Alright, 5 seconds. Ball.
Come on, Jace!
And Jason!
Alright, come on, Tails! Come on, Jason! Come on, Jace!
And Jason! Perfect play!
There, let it go.
against Sherrill Post tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Let's give these teams a nice round of applause for a great ball game. Let's hear it, Tom. Once again, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, the Oneida County Championship game, Smith Post against Sherrill Post. Until then, we'll see you tomorrow night, right here at BYAA.
He set him up, man. He set you up.
Once again, a special thanks to Ed O'Brien from WRMY Radio for providing coverage for tonight's game.
I called windows. Yeah.
Lonnie, you've been waiting for this. The baseball team going to the county champs tomorrow.
No, Tony. Everybody say Harvey. Yeah, Tracy's in there for Poppy. Tracy, you're gonna have to stand up. Right here. Thank you, Lou.
Everybody say Jimmy!
Everybody
say Jimmy!
Well, 4-1 was the score. Great game, guys.
The 2-1 loss to Sherrill. Coming over in the car tonight, I had the game on the radio, WMCR. I was trying to learn things about broadcasting. WMCR. I listen to it every chance I get. Sherrill was winning 3-0 in the second inning over Eller Post, which we know as OTB, Rockland County. We'll remember them. In fact, only Eric Fry's here now that remembers them, discounting Coach Micah, who was on the team at that time. But I hope Sherrill goes ahead and wins everything. Because if you've noticed, they finally learned how to win over there. They had a distaste for a lot of people over there for a good number of years. They didn't know how to behave. They certainly didn't know how to win. Well, now they know a little bit more. And they openly admit that they patterned themselves after Smith Post. Coach Jacobson was quoted in the paper the other day. We were ready to play this team because we learned from playing Smith Post. We had a rain delay over at Sherrill that messy afternoon, the 20-5 game. So it was 18-5, we had a rain delay. Coach comes over shaking his head. He says, I know what the score is today. He said, this team scares me. And the 2-1 game up at Boonville, you showed why he was afraid. He was actually afraid. First inning, guy tries to go first to third. Eddie Purple's got the ball against the fence. I said, guys, I'm thinking, I can't say it. This guy's going to try to go to third. He's a dead duck. The throw was there. Skipped the wrong way. What happens? A lot of things can happen in a baseball game. Eddie had him, but he got away. A little bit later on, the tying run. Bonaro scores from first on London Ryan's hit to the fence. When he came around third, he was flying. And that was great, great baseball. You lost the ball game 2-1, but you left with your heads up, and Sherrill certainly respected you, and they still do. Now let's hope Sherrill wins the whole shebang. If they're playing in Cooperstown tomorrow, I'm going to drive down and see them. Try to root them in, too. Because the team's good enough to beat you, you want to see them beat everybody. Now, baseball at the Legion level is the best baseball in the world. Nobody's going to, in a Legion game, going to give the finger to the crowd. We're not going to see that. Nobody's going to go on strike. Nobody's going to... It's better. It's pure baseball. Kids play the game because they like it, and it shows. But it costs a lot of money. It costs Smith Post a lot of money. And the support for the money has to be fought for. There are some people that are not friends of baseball that are in positions of power. Believe me, things go on that you don't need to know about. But you've had staunch friends at the top from the very, very beginning. And you've got a staunch friend at the top right now, and we'd like him to speak with us. That's the commander, Mr. Willie Fletcher.
A lot of good luck. Got a couple grandsons coming up, and I hope in the future, we have the Abones still with the program, they get an opportunity to play for Smithville. Thank you very much. And I want to say thank you to all the parents who were so helpful this year. Barb, Pete Suma, and the rest of you did such a terrific job to help with the program, whether it was feeding the boys, concession stand, or helping in so many ways. It was a great year. Thank you very much.
You know, the hardest thing to do is to say goodbye to the guys that finish up. We're going to lose 6. That's a big number, and you hate to see it happen, but it's part of life. People move on. But don't be a stranger. You're always welcome back here. Smith Post is a big, big family. Guys that have played 10, 15 years ago. Guys listen to my broadcast tell me that when they played 20 years ago, and they can tell you which guys played here and which guys played there. It's just great camaraderie. You know, when the 6 guys move on, they move on. That means we got to get 6 more guys. That's just the way it is. Well, one of our guys, the last time we went to Cooperstown, of course, Eric Fry was there as a 14-year-old catcher. And he joins a list of great catchers at Smith Post, and we've had a lot of them too. We've had just so many. Frank Gentile now runs Erie Glass, was as good as any we ever had here. Ronnie Bertrand, superb. Paul Pilmo was superb. J.K. Sakati, superb. We just had guys like that. Eric Holstein, could he play? Great. And Eric takes his place with all those. And his teammate, last time we got this outfit to Cooperstown, we played down here, it was rained out. We ended up playing over at West Edmiston High School, some godforsaken place. We had a very good Kingston team, a very good Kingston team. And the first baseman that day was a left-handed bat that was on a tear. He just ripped the cover off the ball through the whole tournament. And he's back to help you guys out, that's why he's here. Now at Cortland State, Mr. Dave Metcalf.
Nervous because I am. I got a little story to tell, so it'll be short since we're probably away. The reason I'm here, beginning of the season, I came to watch the tryouts. I've been doing that the past couple of years. And so I'm just sitting down one day. The second day I was here, aside from hearing Tony Sr. talk about that Furbo boy, Mr. Fry strolled over one day. He was over. Says to me, now, got a couple boys that are new to the position of first base. Now, with your expertise, I think you showed them.
Sounds like them.
They maybe developed them some good ball players. Now, this is all on video.
Sounds just like them.
This isn't for you to sleep on.
The mannerisms and everything.
So, I decided, I've been thinking about it, and figured, great group of guys like this, why not do it? And I had a really good time this year doing it. Had no problems with anybody. And I'll tell you, with Doug Doherty's giving away shampoos to players in the game, got I want to say that I think this year, the highlight was probably Utica 229 game. It turned everything around for the season. I'm sure you could say the Brockville were all got some fire in us, but I think the Utica 229 game, now 7-3 going into the last inning, and we hadn't come back at all during the season before that. And the guys showed a lot of heart. They gutted their way back, and of course Tony and Tony both got thrown out. I'm ashamed of them, but. And I had to go over to third base and coach. And that was a personal highlight for myself. And you know, the game got called, and we had to come back at a later date and finish it up. These guys finished them off. It was a great job. And ever since then, they came back anytime we were down, they showed confidence. They could come back and win the ball game. They did a hell of a job. And I tell you, up in the playoffs, you down 8-0 against Illinois. They gave up. Came back to a hell of a job, Rosie. Nice single in. He runs in. Rosie's the man. But anyways, hopefully if I'm around next year, I'd love to coach again. Because you know we're losing a lot of good guys. I'm sure we're going to lose a lot of new ones. And the guys that are returning, great guys, no problem with them. I hope they come back, get ready to play next year. Thanks.
You know, you've been around Smith Post for a long time. Certain things will stand out, moments. And the one that stands out the most, I can remember it like it was yesterday. We were down in Cooperstown in 1978. Smith Post playing one game for state championship. That's the way it was then. One game. They brought a team up from Peekskill. To say Smith Post was an underdog was an understatement. Went 10 innings. Tom Zabadowski, the winning pitcher. Tony Avone Jr. at the plate. Gregory Bosi on first base. Catcher tries to pick him off. Ball goes down the right field line. Bosi goes to second. Tony Avone singles to right center field. Bosi could fly. He's a dentist now practicing in Rochester. He was coming around third. There were 1,000 Romans behind us, the broadcast position right down on the first base line. The roar was deafening. It was great. I got goosebumps. I can see it now. Bosi coming around third base. It was great. People were screaming. Tom Keneally jumps down on the field with the people screaming, pulls up a newspaper that he just made in one of those newspaper shops over there. It says, Smith wins state title. They loved it. They loved it. And the guy that got that base hit was your coach, Tony Avone Jr.
All right.
Yeah, that's become like an old fisherman's tale. Pretty soon Bosie's going to be at home plate to score. And I hit it on the wall and... I didn't know you were a comedian. A lot of these young for being nervous, you did a good job. I think what sums up the year that we had a pretty good talk after the last game, and Ed just hit a pod about the Sherrill game and the 2-1 and how well we played. I think all year long, we kind of kept this team together as a nucleus of the older boys that we had on this team. And I talked to a couple of parents after the game when we got eliminated by Rockville. And I think in 12 years that I've been here, this may have been my most enjoyable season. Wins and losses were great, but I'll tell you, I look forward every night to going to practice, even though I got there late many times. The guys were just enjoyable. You parents and grandparents who are here, you know, be proud of the boys. They were outstanding. Wherever we went, they behaved. We had, by contrast from a year ago, we came 360 degrees all the way around from a year ago. We just made it such an enjoyable season. The players never, whatever we challenged them with in practice, even your Nautilus program may not have kept up to what we had them do this year in practice. Probably worked them as hard as we've ever worked the team this year. And had a few guys get on their hands and knees, red in the face and sometimes white in the face, but they gutted it out, they practiced hard. But I think it all just goes back simply that we had some good leaders on this ball club. We had some older guys that we had our talks. We told them someone's got to grab the bull by the horns and be a leader. And in their own unique way, we didn't have yellers and screamers and the rah-rah type of players, but in their own quiet way, they got the job done. They kept the young guys in line. We told the boys who were new with us early in the year, the season goes by so quick that a lot of learning that they're going to do is going to come from the older players, the players above them, the players who are in their position. And I can't remember a team in recent years that you could sit back and look on the field and see a younger boy in a position who hopefully will fill in and a player ahead of them who they can actually learn a lot from. This year, almost every position someone sat behind the book and had an excellent example in front of them. The leadership, by far, I thought was the best. And our 6 guys, you're in and you're out at banquet time. It's kind of a happy time and a sad time. We are losing 6 members of a family and young men that we got to know very well in the last 2 or 3 years. And it's always sad for us because you get close. You're a family, you stay together 8-10 weeks in the summertime, and it's tough to see anybody go. But our 6 guys this year exemplified what upperclassmen, if you will, or the veterans, if you will. They did an outstanding job. They really were the glue and the chemistry that kept this team together. As a whole organization, I know from last year, again, we talked about it, but the word organization and commitment and just cooperative effort from everybody made the whole year that much more satisfying. It wasn't 1 or 2 people doing all the work in the kitchen. Everybody helped out. Barb and Pete Zuma, heading up that crew of the kitchen crew, did an outstanding job, and all the moms and dads who pitched in, just made it a lot more enjoyable. And I can't say enough about about all that help with the concession stand. We raised a lot of money, guys, and hopefully it will go to what we're doing here tonight and next year's team and carry on. But thank you. I can't mention everybody's name. We'll be here for a long time, but all the people who were involved with it, especially Mr. and Mrs. Panera, because as Ed said, without those two folks, this program may not be where it is today. So they get a special thanks. As the coach, I go back to repeat, the leadership I thought was exceptional this year. The attitude of our players this year was exceptional. As David mentioned, and not too proudly do I like to remind myself of the 229 game, but that was a turning point. Those kids were down. It's funny, the younger guys on the team don't really know how to react. The older guys, I think way back in the recess of their mind from day one, they know this is the last hurrah. And I think Keith Carduno said it best. We're up in Canada. We were just talking one day in conversation, and the question came up about playing ball in the future. He said, "No, Coach, this is my last hurrah. This is what we've got to do." And I think way back in the backs of our older guys' minds, that's there. This may be the last organized baseball that most of them may play. And I really believe that it's got to come forward during the year to motivate and make that commitment even more serious. In the 229 game, we did it, as Dave said, down 7-3, we came back. Not all of the yelling at the umpire was really intended to get myself thrown out of a ball game. A little of it was hopefully to get 18 ball players kind of fired up to play the game. Didn't like how it happened, but in 12 years, it's the only time it's happened. I guess I can excuse myself once in that many years. But that was I won't. And that was a turning point. I didn't flip anybody off. From that point on, I used to tell the guys a story all the time when I played college ball at Des Moines. All 4 years, one of the things, we may not have had all the great talent on the team or the greatest athletes, but we always had an inner feeling that no one could beat us. I didn't care what the score was, who we were playing, if we were on the road or at home. We always felt we're going to come back. It could be the 5th inning, 7th inning, 9th inning, we're going to come back. First 7-8 games of this year, for me anyway, that wasn't there. We were still trying to find ourselves. From that 229 game on, it started to get stronger and stronger. And even to the game, as Dave mentioned, 8-0 against Ilion. You looked around, we had some guys on the bench still in that confusion state, what's going to happen? Some guys were getting mad that we're down. Other guys are yelling, let's get everybody up. But honestly, as God is my witness, never thought we would lose that game. Didn't think we'd win it the way we did, but never thought we'd lose that game. And that's hopefully the feeling that these ball players had all through the year, especially at the end of the year. Couldn't ask for a better season in how it turned out at the end with Cheryl. I mean, head-to-head with probably the best team that's been around the last 2 years for 9 men on a ball field. We played them 2-1. Maybe we were a hit away from turning that game the other way and maybe up. This team here would be in Binghamton this weekend. But it didn't turn out that way. And as we talked after the final game, we grow from our experiences. You guys created a bond this year amongst the 18 of you that will never go away. You will remember it. You'll talk about it. As Ed said, you'll be knocking down some roofs somewhere in a bar 10 years, 15 years from now, and you'll remember this season and the bond and friendship that you developed. But all in all, guys, a great year. The challenges, we had our talks, we had our lectures, we did our running. We had our ups and downs during the year, and I think every team's got to go through that. But all in all, it was a super year. It was a super year. Last year after the season, there was some thoughts and doubts about, maybe that was it. If it wasn't going to be fun anymore, and it's not even wins and losses, it's just fun. You're going to spend time with people, you want to enjoy it. I tell you what, I'm excited about next year because if it's any indication from what this year did to what next year could be, it will be a lot of fun. You guys did a super job. Couldn't be more prouder of the performance. We had guys come from a level early in the year to get to this position. That's what coaching is all about, to see the development of the young men as players and as young men. And I'll tell you, they handle themselves beautifully. The brawl, as we made mention to up in Rockville, although we don't condone it and hope that happens, I'll tell you what, though, there wasn't one guy sitting on the bench when that happened. All 18 players were right out there, and that's team support and team spirit. And that's probably the first time since I've been associated with this team that I've ever seen that happen. Not one guy in this team back down there, right in their faces. And no, I'm not proud of what happened, but I'll tell you what, that's where that team stuck together, and that's probably why this team has gotten or did what it did this year. because they stayed together as a unit. We did not have one guy in this team think he was better than anybody else. That we did not have this year. Hopefully we don't ever allow that to happen, but there's always one or two or three boys with an attitude that, I'll tell you, guys, it was beautiful. You guys had a hell of a year, and as I said earlier, moms and dads and grandparents, be proud of the boys. Did a super job. Can't wait till next year begins. Those 6 guys that are leaving, Tar, Rosie, Paulie Panero, Babe, Jason, who am I leaving in there? Peter, Suma. Great 2 and 3 years, guys, who've been with us. We're going to miss you, no question about it. As Al said, come on back. Like Dave did, come back, work out with us. Show our players, our younger guys, they couldn't have had better coaches. You guys are who teach these young men right here. All we do is kind of direct and throw an advice out now and then, but they watch you, they'll fill in. And for you young guys, they sat where you were 2 and 3 years ago. Mad at coach because they didn't play enough, but then they got their chance and they got in and they played, and did you see what they, where they've gotten themselves to? And hopefully the 7, 8 guys, 9 guys, I'm sorry, 6, can't count anymore. 12 guys coming back. Hopefully you can set yourselves up in those positions next year and get us right back here. And as we talked about a lot of times, the fun begins, guys, after the regular season, getting into the county playoffs, getting into district play. That's when the fun begins. So think about it during the winter time. Make your commitment to yourselves for next season. Come out and play some ball. Thank you.
Very right. He calls it, you throw it. The misery they get, the better I like it. But we digress. Tony Abone Sr. has been with the program since 1978. He got a pretty good start. First year he won a state championship, won everything. Went to West Quincy, Mass, won a couple more games up there too. That was quite an accomplishment. But what a lot of people forget is he was right back in Cooperstown the next year. You know how hard it is to go there 2 years in a row? And in those days, only 2 teams went to Cooperstown. 2. And that was really quite an accomplishment. And he's still at it. And every year starts out, let's see if we can't get this group to Cooperstown. I got to say, this group came a lot closer than I thought you were going to come 4 or 5 games into the season. I figured that play out the string, maybe make the playoffs, make a graceful exit, that would be it. But this team came a long, long ways. And the guy at the top enjoys it more than you know, Mr. Tony Abone Sr.
Thank you, Ed. First of all, I want to say something about Open Air baseball tournament. Elton has been a baseball chairman as long as I've been here. He resigned about 15 times. He's still our baseball chairman. He tells me every year he's done too much for him, but he's still here. As soon as the season starts, I call him, Al, how can we get this? No, I'll take care of it. Here we are again. And I'll tell you, Al, appreciate Al very much. Done a lot for this program in all the years that I've been here. I want to thank the parents this year. Sumas, Mr. Proctor, Taylor, Lynn Fry, Mrs. Cordine, and all the parents. And all the people that work, Baker, everybody that are doing it, everybody, and everybody that worked this year, you made it a great success. In fact, this is probably our best year when we had so much parents participation. Years ago, we didn't need it because we had a big auxiliary down here. And you notice how heavier your kids are this year? They gained about 30 pounds. But we had a good year as far as parent participation, and really happy with it. Now we have 2 boys not here tonight. Joey Sumas up in New York watching a ball game. I guess they had the tickets from a while back. And Brendan Ryan is not here, and I don't know what happened. What happened to Brendan? But first thing that we want to see, Mickey Keneally is back. Mickey's done a lot of cooking for this post over the years. He was hospitalized, and I'm glad to see him back. He looks real good. Leon Tanis, he'll follow us wherever we go, and he's always buying tickets no matter what we sell. When he wins, he donates it back to the post. I'm glad he's good. And I just want to thank everybody for coming tonight and making this a great success. This was all done within 1 week. We had planned to do this because we finished so late in the season in the fall. But then I find out that some of the kids are not coming home from college in the fall. I don't know, your parents getting ready? And they won't be back, so we did all this, trophies, voting on who got the trophies, and trying to get everybody organized here, all within a week. So it was a heck of a job. I got to thank Mr. Fry for going to New Hartford for me today. But
tough trying to get a guest speaker, but we have such good speakers here, we really don't need a guest speaker. But like I say, I want to thank everybody that helped get this banquet together tonight. First thing we got to do is we got to induct 5 players in our island team. The island team goes way back. The younger kids won't know, but some of the older guys will. These are for kids that we get that won't speak. We had some kids for 3 years that was fun. They just don't say anything. They come to the game, they go home, they never talk. They never talk back, they never say anything one way or the other. They just don't say anything. So this year's candidates for the island team, Matt Baker, Scott Schiebel, Eddie Furple, Brendan Ryan, never says anything, and Joey Sumer. But they're not here, but I'm just saying, they just don't say anything the whole year. The president of this island club is, I don't know if anybody remembers one of the old, Trent fellow. Remember Brett? 3 years, didn't speak for 3 years. He went to college, I don't know what he did in college. And of course, Carmen Stagg. Who was here when Carmen Stagg was? Dennis, rather. Was Fry here? With Dennis Stagg? You talk about not saying nothing. But he and Brent share the presidency of that organization. We got that out of the way. Dan Locker is not here. Our other coach, he's up in Boston. Probably watching Boston. I'll tell you how the season started. Registration that we have here every year. I get a call from one of the parents, from one of the boys, his mom called me. I'll tell you who it is. It's Livingston Crocker. His mom says that he couldn't make it for a registration. I think you were dancing. All there. But you didn't show up then. I said, well, no problem. I'll just write his name down on my roster. And I knew he was coming back. So all the time I thought we needed 7 kids, but in fact we needed 6. Now I missed this as many times as I've gone over the roster. Only missed it, everybody missed it. So now we have our picks. We try out all these new kids. We pick up 7 kids. We needed 6. So the next night, Major Fry and I are over at the dugout when all our first big practice. And we're looking down the line, and I said, gee, that's a lot of kids out there. And Major Fry said, yeah, he said, there is a lot of kids out there. Yeah, but I said, Danny Locker's out there, Dave Mack doesn't. No, he said, Tony, there's something wrong. And the more we look, I said, there's something wrong out there. So we started to count. No pencil, nothing. And then nothing was 1, 2, 3. We come up with 19 kids. God, 19. We went over, I got the paperwork out. We counted, we checked it, we rechecked it. We got 19 kids. Who's going to tell that kid that he's not in the game? Finally, we got that straightened out with the boy. I talked to the boy, which was real tough. And then I talked to his mom and his dad. I called them on the phone and told them that the mistake was my mistake, because I put the longest name on our team, and I never caught it. All that 2 weeks, I kept looking at that roster and making a little diamond and trying to fill in who will play what spot. I never saw that long name, Sheila Crocker. That's how that started, that we had to never forget. We couldn't figure out what we leave out. We should. So that's the way the season started, right off the bat. But other than that, I thought we had a great year. Win that many games. We were maybe, like Tony probably said it best, a single or 2 away from playing up in Bingham. And we know we could play with those teams. Just a single. But it's the way baseball is. Sometimes you hit the ball hard, somebody catches it. Sometimes you hit it off the fist, off the end of the bat, boom, bloops in for a double. But for the most part, we had a great season. We got no complaints. The only thing, we had a little problem up in Canada. First time that happened in many years. That manager is no longer with that program. He's gone. I know I checked when I came down to home. He's gone, so I don't know if we're going to go there next year. I told him that we would not return next year. We'll see in a few years.
He was probably the obnoxious fan on the hill.
We are going to lose 6 good ball players in this program. Kids that we've had. Rizal, you've been here 4 years? We adopted Rizal for 4 years. It seems every year we lose some good talent, and during the winter we sit around and we say, gee, I don't know if we're going to have anything this year, but I don't know what it is. Somebody said to me, he says, you guys always have a good team. It seems like you just reload. And it does happen that way. 5 years ago or 4 years ago, a little pride comes along. So where do you play? He says, right field. we don't need you as a right fielder. We had all kind of older kids there that play the outfield. I said, what else can you do? He said, I think I can catch. Here, he took us all the way to the state. You know, as a 14-year-old, I mean, that's pretty well unheard of. We just seem to come up with kids every year. Now, this year I thought probably the best 6 kids that we've picked up as far as talent-wise in a long time. Eddie Purple shows up. Where's this guy? Where you been? Come you play with the JV. Then I find out he played with the Utica and all that. He's going to be a real good ball player. We do have some good talent coming back. No matter what we lose, we'll replace it. Believe it or not, Eric Fry is another year of eligibility. We're hoping he comes back next year. If not, a lot falling on Mr. Shiva over there. He's on the island too. He almost might smiling now. But like I say, it's been a very enjoyable year, other than the little bout up in Rockville. But I'll tell you, if I had to fight with anybody, I want to fight with these guys. I mean, they're right in there. And they were big, if you've seen them up in the guys. Other than that,
And mention the fact that we know Rosie was on the team that year in Cooper's County.
yeah, that's right too.
We know you were there.
Rosie and Eric were on that, our Cooper's County. But like I said, I'm happy with all the kids we've had. Probably the best thing is the respect that we've had. We don't have no problems. We've never had problems with the kids. The kids know themselves who can play at what level. They know. This is probably the thing that makes me most happy is that we don't have problems with the kids. No one missed a practice this year. I think we had one boy 15 minutes late. Never did that again. But we'll excuse the boy, like Brendan and Ryan, who went away for Boy State for a week through the post here, some leadership school. Where did he go out?
They go down to college.
Where? Where?
The island.
He went to the island. Brendan, I can't imagine Brendan. But anyway, we have a lot of good programs for the kids here. And Brendan missed 4 games that week. I don't know if we lost that game without him. He played a great third base. He's not here tonight. He played a great third base, did a little pitching for us. In fact, almost could show. And like I say, we got some fine replacements for the kids that we're losing. Danny Locker, I'll say one thing about Danny Locker, how much he loved this program. He was with us for 4 years. He wanted to buy his uniform on this last Banquet here. And I said, Danny, we can't sell the uniform because we can't buy one uniform. We have to buy them in 12 lots. That's how much he missed this game. See, Dave is right back with us again this year. And many of the other kids that come back to visit us during the year. Other than that, we've got the only thing left is the trophies that we give out. Now, let me tell you something about these trophies. You know, if it was up to me, and it probably is, but I didn't want to go away from the program when I took over. I've never been one for trophies. But it was started 50 years ago, and we just kept up the tradition. The only one we've added is this Tom Mariano Award. Who played here, was an officer overseas and got killed. And his parents buy a trophy every year, and we give it out. And it was for, I didn't know Tom myself, but I know people that knew him. He was one of the very serious, very dedicated to baseball, loved baseball. He was well-liked, and he was a good ball player. So what we do is we give out that award every year to a boy that we feel. And like I say, once again, on these trophies, if we were to eliminate these 5 kids, we can come up with 5 more kids. It's not that they're the elite. All the voting that we did at Tony's office the other day in the conference room, we could have picked one boy or another boy. That's how close to voting. 4 of us voted on the trophy awards. Other than that, Alan, you got anything else? No, we get all these trophies. 21 bucks.
Okay, first award is not a real tough one to figure out. It's the highest batting average award. Every year, as Coach said, we have been following a tradition of handing out awards
The highest batting average award this year, composite overall, with a 404 batting average, regular season batting average of 464. I tell you what, it's to do for those moms and dads who played sports. I don't care at what level you play at, to be a consistent hitter, to hit 350, 400 or above, when you know when you go in the game that pitchers are not going to give you good pitches, they're going to try to pitch around you. They know, they hopefully think they know what the best pitch is that you can hit. It's a great honor for a hitter, and we've had a team batting average of 333. I thought our boys did absolutely super. In fact, I think Mr. Fry told me when we were up in Boonville that someone had made mention to him that we become a better hitting ball club when we had 2 strike zones. That when you add up the walks that we had on this team, 164, give or take a few in there may have been a few more, that's a lot in season. And that just goes to the patience that the boys did. We talked about being patient, but be aggressive. That's a heck of a feat to achieve during a regular season. And this young man who won the highest batting average award, we talk before games with the other coaches as we go out, and there's always little needling that goes on, that you're not going to let one player beat you and you're going to pitch around them and do certain things. Well, this young man just changes the tone of games, and it's very well respected throughout the league. And it's funny because I'm on third base, and it's not a put down to the other players, but when someone comes to the bat, you'll hear moms and dads and people go, come on, Joey, get a single, get a hit, get on base. And there were times when this guy would come on, 90% of the time it was, come on, hit it out of the ballpark, one swing and tie the ball game up. That's respect, because people know the capabilities are there. 404 batting average again composite, and 464 during the regular season. The winner of the highest batting average award, Eric Fry. Coach talked about the Tom Mariano Award, which maybe there's a few gentlemen here who knew him. What was told to me by his dad and some friends long ago was that he was as was spoken, a real dedicated player, hard worker. Kind of was the pig pen of the team, got dirty, just loved it, ate dirt, face was always in it. Was the first one I practiced, the last one to leave, never opened his mouth. Just always was trying to push the kids and just do better, make the team better in any way he can. And this young man we've chosen this year, and as also was spoken, there could have been 2 or 3 guys. It was very close with awards. This year may have been one of the toughest years to really pick out the winners. I know we say that every year like a cliche, but this year was extremely tough. This young man, I thought, just did a heck of a job. When he got us, when he got himself going, he got our team going. He played exceptional defense for us. He got the engine going offensively when he got on. Anyway, we wouldn't even say get a hit. We just said get on base any way you can, get us going. And many a times he'd come over to third base with sand stuffed up his nose and in his eyes, and he'd undo his pants and it'd all fall out, and he dove on the field and worked hard, took infield, took hundreds of ground balls during the season, got smacked in the face on bad hops now and then, and never complained. Been with us 3 years. He could be an island candidate, but every once in a while he'll open his mouth. But this year, the Tom Mariano Award goes to Keith Hartford. The next award is the Most Improved Player Award. If you look at the stat sheet, this young man had some super numbers. Kind of tailed off a little bit towards the end of the season as coaches would talk on buses, and we thought at a point there, we thought we may have had our first 50 RBI guy. He was going at a pace that was unheard of early in the season. Probably played out of position the whole year, but that was probably our strong suit for this team. We had versatility that we could move guys in and out. Played an excellent first base. I just remember one error that was made. and just solidified our infield, what we did. Very agile at first base. He played with the bat. He was there. It always looked to me when he got into the plate, always looked like he was going to get ahead. He just looked good. He swung the bat hard, got some big clutch hits, carried us in the first part of the season, towards the middle of the season. I thought, and the coaches as we voted, came a long way from a year ago once he got a chance to play steady and play every day. Our most improved player this year, Matt Baker. Mrs. Suma says she has some lotion for you.
You don't want to read it?
No. He felt very bad. We'll leave it at that. The next award that we're giving out is a Coach's Award. We used to call it, a couple of years back, we called it our Unsung Hero Award. We kind of renamed it the Coach's Award to a young man that kind of exemplifies what American Legion Baseball is all about. Comes to practice, works hard, no back talk, no left. Is a sponge to the game, just wants to learn, wants to do whatever he can to make this team a better team. I for one feel that his leadership this year may be the single most important factor why this team stayed together as long as they did, and why we had that spurt at the end of the year, because he just kept us, he had the glue to keep us together. He maybe had a little tougher year with us on the mound as we thought maybe he would not have, but having a winter off and not getting to play took him a while to get on track. And as we talked about the other day in the meeting, if we had another 3 or 4 weeks to go, this kid may win another 5 or 6 games on the hill for us. And had we got a chance to go to Binghamton, I think he would open a lot of eyes. He developed a pitch this year with the help of Dan Locker, and I'll tell you what, if he can improve upon that pitch, it's going to be one heck of a pitch in the college level. I wish him all the best at college. I think he's making a transfer to a new school, and I think he's going to do well. The Coach's Award goes to Jason Taylor.
What I think to click it right. I'll get it later.
It's okay.
And the last award, our Most Valuable Player Award. This was very tough, and not because there wasn't someone deserving of it. We probably could have had a co-MVP winner, but naturally you got to narrow it down to one. We sat around a table. This one took us probably 25 minutes to think about, and we all threw our opinions in, and we threw stats out on a table. And I think as it all boiled down, I think not only did stats prove to be a deciding factor, but I think you had to ask yourself, you know, who on this team could we at least do without day in and day out? Who changes maybe the face of the game when we play an opponent? Who controls or I guess demands respect when he steps on the field? And we asked a lot of this boy. We put a lot on his shoulders. Actually, we probably take it for granted of what he does. He controls our team defensively. Any time at the plate, he could put us ahead of the game. I just think when he changes the complexity of the game, when you talk to other coaches, they take an element offensively away from every team. They come into the ballpark, if you look through the stats, and Ed may back me up on this, maybe 3 or 4 the whole year as far as who made it to second base. And our choice this year for Most Valuable Player, and again in all categories, offensively, defensively, and someone probably that we could leave do without on the field, goes to Eric Fry. One last thing, guys. You know, the awards, as was spoken, are very nice, and we like to do it to honor and I guess show the respect that we have as coaches for the players who do produce and who work hard. But I tell you, this was a very tough year. We had guys that you know, I mean, certain times of the year there was one player who carried us. There wasn't that one guy every game when we could look upon on and say he did it every game, and it wasn't like that. We had 18 players, as we talked about. We won as a team and we lost as a team. But I tell you, all you guys can look at yourself and look at your own stats, and from day one, from tryouts to the end of the year, I think 18 players, and it's the first time I can say this, maybe with the exception of the 92 team, that I actually saw everybody make the jump in their progress in baseball. The awards are nice to go out, but there was a lot of guys who could have filled the shoes of the recipients of the awards tonight. One last thing, and I'd be remiss not to say it, our coaches, Dan Locker and Dave Mecca, did a super job this year. They took a lot of heat off me and my dad at times. It was just nice to have two more bodies around to say, Mecca, take the outfielders and do this, Danny, take the pitchers down and do that, and we can concentrate in another area. It was super, and I'm sorry I didn't bring it up when I spoke earlier, but Dave, I hope you do come back, and I hope Danny comes back next year, and you guys, hopefully all you guys will be playing somewhere, but if not, come back and help us out.
I just want to add just some of the kids that played great ball for us this year. Chris Ramos is leaving. He will be going back to North Carolina next year. I'm hoping that he doesn't, that he stays, because he would be one of our big men next year. But Chris had an outstanding year with us, I thought. We didn't pitch much at the high school level. Up at the high school, God, I think he was 6-0 with us. Our level in high school is like this. This is high school. This is our level of leading ball. And because of the college kids that return to certain teams, that make them that much stronger. You get 2 or 3 college kids on the team, you got a strong team. But we had this Fiorini boy, I think is going to be Aaron. It's going to be real good. He's a fierce competitor. We were going to put him on the island team. Then he started. Now he's off the island team. But I think he's going to be a fine pitcher in about 2 years. Real good, and he can also play a position. And we know that. We know who can pitch, who can play pitch, and play a position. Eddie, going to be a fine ball player. Enough said about him. Paul Bonero had 3 great years with us. Fastest kid we've ever had on the team. The only guy I know that could score from first that had a double up in Boonville. Rob Cordine is going to be a fine player at second base. What happens when you get caught behind a good second baseman, and you're just going to have to wait your turn. And we try to put you in different positions during the year, but we've got to find a place for each guy. Joyce Ray's going to be a fine ball player. Lenny should be real strong next year. Put him out in left field, center field, be real strong. Maybe first base, like Baker did. No matter where we put Matt, he played great for us. Outfield, third base. But in general, that's about all I've got to say. I want to thank everyone, all the parents, for helping us have a successful year. And as far as the kids, don't leave. I've got to give you your birth certificate back. And for the kids that got the trophies, there's going to be a photographer here in about 10 minutes. Take your picture with the commander over here. Okay. Anybody? Okay.
Before we wrap everything up, Jason Taylor asked for a few moments, and I think we've got a few moments. Jason.
Let me start off. This award goes to Mrs. Suma and Mr. Suma. She made really, really good cheeseburgers. There you go. Got a card here for Mrs. Fry for helping us out with all the great meals. Appreciate it.
We've also got a card and a little gift for Rosemary Bone and Terry Bone. They help us out a lot with the food, and their husbands away all the time. They, they like
this is a little plaque for my dad. He's a stack guy. Current speech, but I don't really have one. So I know him, my dad, and Coach was here. My parents.
I didn't hear a thing he said. But you and Coach are going to make a fine pair.
This award's from Banquet Comedian. Secret spent summer alive with another way, but he came and helped us. Appreciate it. So, thank you.
I've got a lot of gifts here. This one is for Coach Bone Senior.
Rocking chair?
4 years I've been with Coach Bone, and I learned a lot. I came in with a little fight. I don't know how it came out. We had him 5 years, all the time he gave out, all the golf he gave up. We got a couple gift certificates here for you and your wife, but if you want to take me out. Go to dinner if you want, just call me at school, I'll be around.
Thank you.
And of course, we got Coach Tony Bone Jr. Without him, we could not be nearly as successful as we were. Not only is he a coach, he's also an excellent friend. He talked about like team leadership and everything. He was the nucleus of that. I'll never forget that talk downstairs that we had before it could have been our last game, before the Utica 229 game. He sat us down there for about an hour, and I know all 18 of us did not mind being down there. I can listen to him talk forever. So, we'll see you tonight.
One final presentation, just to do.
We know you. You know me. We know you. The other day I was at Mr. Fry's house. You know, he started to talk to Rob. How that goes. So this little light bulb went off, and it's a great idea to do it. So, on behalf of the parents, we have a little presentation for the coaches and managers. This is a certificate of dubious accomplishment for the 4th of July tournament selection 1995, presented to Tony Bone Sr. and Tony Bone Jr. As recipients of this award, you are required to spend next 4th of July weekend without your team, your wives, your children, at Days Inn in Brackville, Ontario. You may, however, take 2 assistant coaches of your choice who will attend all American Legion baseball tournament games, where you will have reserved seats within 10 feet of the Canadian umpires. And you will have the official position of referee for any rhubarbs which may break out. To ensure that you have complied with the terms of the certificate, Rob Fry will accompany you to keep detailed records of the events. And for you guys who don't know what a rhubarb is, because Mr. Ryan was very concerned that you guys didn't know that term, and it's an old baseball term. It's a baseball fight.
Great bunch of kids from a great bunch of parents, but I've always been a believer in genetics. You know, when you get corn, you get corn. Now to wrap things up, the acting chaplain, Mr. You can say whatever you wish.
Excuse me. Who didn't bring their uniform back?
Birth certificate.
I got it. We got the birth certificate. The Bakes? Just the Bakes? Okay. Lenny. Late for registration, we have these. Mr. Ben, you brought
It's on the table.
Okay. 2 other fine ball players, Little Baker, Mr. Fenn, which year they should be sued.
The acting chaplain.